The thing about being trans is you don't know what it's like to not be trans. I can't remember a time when I felt at home in my body, particularly before surgery, and I can't remember living without some form of gender dysphoria. Now, gender dysphoria can be a little hard to describe if you don't know what it's like. It's this weird combination of self-consciousness and self-hatred and anxiety, and it's tough. Now, before my surgery, it was a constant thing, something I lived with all the time, this unending state of unhappiness with myself and with my body. And on top of that, it would and continues to attack me in little bursts of anxiety that come whether or not I'm expecting it. And it sucks. It sucks a lot. It's no fun not liking yourself. Nonetheless, I think I have a pretty good system for coping with my own gender dysphoria, and I'd like to share it with you. Now, first of all, there's the gender dysphoria I had specifically before my top surgery, which was this sort of state of mind of just unhappiness that I had a lot of the time. I had a lot of self-doubt, a lot of self-consciousness, and a lot of anxiety, whether or not I was around other people, just because I was so unhappy with my appearance. And I spent a lot of time, too much, I would argue, thinking about what life would be like after surgery. And this isn't always a bad thing. It's good to look to the future and to remember that things do get better, but not so much when it's all you think about. So I needed to find a system. I needed to find a way to keep living with myself and being happy while still looking to the future every now and then. And through my experience, I've found setting goals to be the best way to do that. There are 4 types of goals I set for myself. Long-term goals related to my transition, short-term goals related to my transition, and long and short-term goals not related to my transition. It was important for me to have all 4 of these things because it kept me focused on moving things forward while still learning to enjoy the present. Some of my long-term goals would include making videos for an entire summer or getting surgery. And some of my more short-term goals would be things like making a video tonight or working out a little more often. And for anybody else who might be going through the same thing I was, gender dysphoria before medical transitions, I urge you to try this out because I know how easy it can be to fall into the trap of just looking forward to the future, but you need to try to make things better now to the best of your ability. After I had my surgery, things did get a lot better for me. That constant dysphoria is almost gone now, and I feel generally a lot happier about myself. And so when I get dysphoria now, it tends to kind of catch me off guard, and that's no fun. This is what I think of as a more anxiety-based dysphoria, something that comes out of the blue when something comes up in conversation or you're introduced into an awkward situation. For me, this tends to be things like using the bathroom or confronting somebody who knows me by my old name. Sometimes just little things come up in conversation that bring my dysphoria out again. And for anybody who might be dealing with something more like that, I have a couple suggestions. Firstly, know your triggers. Know what's going to set you off. Know what's going to cause your dysphoria so you can be prepared when it happens. Secondly, prepare how you're going to deal with some of those awkward situations. Go through the conversations in your head so you know what you're going to do when they happen. Thirdly, have a good support system that knows you're trans. It's important to be able to talk to somebody when your panic starts up. And unfortunately, that's about all I've got. There's only so much you can do to handle your dysphoria. I wish I could tell you more directly how I've adopted this attitude of liking myself more. I wish I could tell you how I've learned to look at myself in a different light, how I've learned to not mind being trans so much, but it's something that just comes with time and experience and good people. Have friends and family who see you for the good person that you are and respect you, and over time you'll come to see yourself in the same way. And I'm gonna end this video with a little message to anybody who might be going through particularly bad dysphoria right now. It does get better. I know you hear it all the time, and I know you ask yourself when, but just know that it does. There's gonna come a time when you're gonna see yourself and you're gonna like what you see, and it's gonna be the most liberating feeling in the world. And I know you must be asking yourself, why me, of all people? Did I have to be born this way? Trust me, I know I've asked myself a million times, and I don't have an answer. As far as I know, there's no reason to why you or I were born this way, but it's what we've got to work with, and it's not as bad as it might seem right now. Just know that I am so proud of you for living with what you have to live with. Because it's hard, and it's something nobody should have to go through. I am so proud of you for finding out who you are and having the guts to become that person. I am so proud of you for making it this far. And I know you're going to make it a lot farther. Just gonna make a noise back there. That's fine. Ooh, big deal.